Hey everyone. This is Jacqueline and you are listening to Dark and Enlightened. Welcome back. I am here with another lovely guest on this lovely day. It's February. I don't know how the fuck that already happened. But I'm really excited to talk to Ronnie. I've known Ronnie for about 2 years now. I think it's been 2 years. And we met through organizing a mobilized recovery event together. But then we also spent some time a couple months back in Philadelphia
Mhm.
and we hung out there, which was cool for like a recovery retreat sort of situation. And we got to hang out more there. So that was fun. But what's even better is that Ronnie lives in the same city as me, which is rare that anyone I talk to ever lives in the same fucking city as me. So I can actually see him in real life. So I want to introduce Ronnie and definitely tell me who you are, what you do for a living, or what you want to talk about that you do for a living. And then one thing that has been keeping you sane or giving you
Mm,
joy right now.
that's good. Well, my name is Ronnie. I do literally everything. That's the annoying part. I feel like I wish I was able to dedicate my time fully to just one thing.
Uh-huh.
But unfortunately, I am not rich. So I had to find various ways to bring in some damn money, girl. So I have a normal job, which I do enjoy a lot because I get to learn a lot. But it takes a lot of my time. It takes a lot of my day. And on the side, I've been pretty good at making money by putting on wigs, sharing my stories, and just creating content. And
Uh-huh.
that's probably what brings me honestly joy and honestly keeps me sane is being able to get an idea from my head and bring it to life and then see people either hate it or love it. Um, that's honestly the number one thing that's always kept me like feeling okay is being able to share what I feel or envision in a weird way through content
Yes.
or art, I guess you can say. That's like my baby. Like it's always been there.
Which I love because creativity is my outlet too. It used to be the other way where if things were like really shitty, I couldn't tap into my creativity and I couldn't do any of that. Like I was just numb. But now I use it as an outlet. And one thing I forgot to mention, Ronnie's on TikTok, which I'm on TikTok as well. But when I first met Ronnie versus the Ronnie I see on TikTok, we were like in a fucking meeting, planning something like, oh, we're planning this big event. Isn't this so cool? Blah, blah, blah. Ronnie's just very just like chill, like, yeah, I could come help and DJ, blah, blah, blah. He's like, yeah, I'm on TikTok. And I go to TikTok and it's all these fucking hilarious skits, which first let's start off with that because we already knew this was going to be a ragtag of just fucking topics because that's just who we
Yeah.
are. So this is what you're just gonna have to deal with. So welcome to life. But I would love to start there because with TikTok and which would make sense why you put on wigs because I love it when you fucking say that too. And like when we're in meetings and shit, and you're like, oh, I like to put on wigs, and everyone just kind of goes like, there's no further explanation. I know what you mean, but nobody else does. I don't think enough people talk about like how content creation is just like a nice like creative release and it's our art so to speak. So I would love to know how did you get into it during pandemic time or was it after?
So I've always been making videos since I was
Mhm.
12, 10. I had
Yeah.
those little flip cameras. So I've always been on
Yes.
YouTube
Mhm.
far before it was like, because some people call it cringy now, but like at that time, it was even more cringy for you to like get out of camera and just talk in front of it.
Yes.
Um,
Mhm.
but, like, I think during the pandemic, I got off, like, the drugs and I was able to find other ways, which was my favorite way to, like, have fun. So I think it really started like, at least getting opportunities and stuff like that through content was after the like, or during the pandemic because I was able to just get my phone out and say, "Fuck it."
Mhm. As kids, we had, like, one of those giant fucking, like, TV camera fucking camcorders, and me and my brother and sister would do little fucking skits all the time, or we would do, like, random movie reviews for
Yeah.
ourselves. We would literally, like, just record ourselves to then put the tape in and watch ourselves.
Yes. Same.
And then high school, same as you, like, I've always been the person who has a camera, has a camcorder, whatever the fucking, like,
Mhm.
memory taker is, like, that's what I've had because my dad's very much, pictures he used to be a camcorder person, but very big on, like, always taking pictures and shit. As I got older, I also had, like, the Sony Handycam with the flip camera, and I would just document dumb shit, like, I guess it would be vlogging, it would be considered
Yeah.
vlogging, but again, like you said, at that time and I honestly hate that people say that it's cringe. I'm not gonna lie. I love watching people in public, like, record themselves.
Mm.
I hate when people watch me record
Same.
myself because 'cause I'm like, "Can I have some privacy, please?" But I'll watch you because it's also like I I'm not, like, shy, but it's weird if other people are around. Does that make
100
sense?
100%.
Yeah.
That's things I still even I'll be in my backyard by myself, and because we
Mhm.
have, like, the gate and people will, like, drive by,
Yes.
I'm just like, hold on. Let me start again."
Yeah, exactly.
It's like they don't even care, but, like, in
Right.
my head, I feel like that's still actually a thing for me. It just depends on the moment. I have to be really in my element to truly not care, but
Yes.
a
Mhm.
lot of the times I still kind of feel shy, which is weird to say. So that resonates a lot with me, actually.
I'm not sure how you grew up, which we can get more into, but for me specifically, since I'm the oldest, I didn't have anyone to like, here's someone I can bounce off of, like, what should I do? Or like just kind of explain things. And then my parents were working, so I'm not gonna tell 'em my shit. So for me, it became very easy, like, to, well, I'm just gonna record a video of myself because I find it very easy to talk to myself because that's what I would have to do.
Uh-huh.
But even with, like, if Jordan's around and I'm, like, trying to practice like, if I'm just recording something, like, just whatever, stream of consciousness, I don't care. Say I'm trying to do, like a lip sync or, like, a transition, I'm like, "I need you out of the fucking room. I need you out of here."
What? I'm the same way.
I
That is
can't it's
crazy.
I can't do it. I don't know what it is. It's like, if we're just normal, it's fine. But if I'm putting on some like, I have to show a skill, then it's
Yeah.
like, "Get the fuck out of here." Mhm.
Yeah, I'm the exact same way. Like, we fuck around with each other. So, like, he's a little bully, but like, I know at the end of the day, like, he's totally into it. But like, I just can't, like, even he'll be in the living room and I'm like, just thinking of myself putting on these wigs in my office. And I like try to even like tone down my voice. Cause like, I'm like, oh my God, it's like kind of, I don't know. It's just, it's a weird thing. It totally is for sure.
I totally get it though, and for the record, the person that he is talking about, do you wanna tell us who you're talking about since we all don't know?
Yeah,
Mhm.
my husband, Tori Nathan Truitt, which he has been an amazing person for me since the beginning. And I think I love him so much, but he pisses me off a lot too. And I can tell I do the same, but
Yep.
I think we're so different and the same at the same time, if that makes sense, that it just makes sense to why we
Yeah.
do get along. Honestly, there's a part of me, and it's weird to say, I still can't believe that he was interested in me.
Bro,
Like,
I feel the same about Jordan. Like, I feel like Jordan and Nathan are like model stand-up citizens, like, you can always count on them,
yeah,
good fucking dudes, and then there's
mhm,
us,
yeah,
who are
like,
like like, our
exactly.
mood can switch on a dime, not, like, for a bad reason, but, like,
Um,
we can be so easily, like, excitable or whatever, but we can also shut it down really quick. And
mhm.
when did you and Nathan meet? I don't think I know when you guys met.
Yeah, we met. I literally had probably a few days sober. Like,
No
we met in
shit.
an AA meeting. Yeah, so he technically in the lingo 13 stepped me, but it really worked out to both of our favors.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah,
it can be seen, especially like in the room specifically, it can be seen as slightly like unhealthy, but I think I honestly think it was very much orchestrated by the universe. I really think I manifested him.
yeah.
And I think he did too subconsciously. And I think that's why we have the same sobriety day. I think that's why
No
we both
shit.
Yeah. Well, except he's 2 years, has 2
Different.
years than me, but he got sober September 30th, 2017, and I got sober September 30th, 2019. So,
Wow.
and I
What are
just
the odds of that? I mean, obviously
actually,
it's 361 and 365, but I mean, like, what are the odds that you meet each other at that same fucking meeting? I hate when people try to, like, bring every fucking science into this. Well, it could have been this, it could have been that, and it could have been this. Right, but what are the genuine odds of your
no,
little
truly.
scientific thing? And when you guys met, and especially since you had mentioned, like, I'm newly sober, about to be the pandemic, how did that work? Because people who started relationships around the pandemic, I'm always curious, they either, like, moved in immediately with each other or like, "You know what? Maybe we shouldn't do this shit."
No, that's true. Yeah, we went like full on. It was a lot for me specifically because it was really the first time that I was off opiates for like more than 3, 4 months. Oh my God. It was so hard for me
Mhm.
because I just had to feel everything and I didn't
Ugh.
realize how insecure, even to this day, I am. But during those first few years, especially with someone like him, I was so insecure. Like it was chaotic. I still have my moments, but like my insecurities, my all that shit was full front while trying to also get to know someone and get to understand how I feel. And like my job shifts from in person to, online at remote or whatever.
Mhm.
But I think what helped us out too is that he was living in an Oxford house and I was living with my mom. So we
Mhm.
kind of had that like boundary still where we were almost like kind of like we couldn't really go full force. Like we still
Yeah.
had to like see each other on the weekend. And I think it allowed us to like have some breathing room because I was insanely dependent on him. And I think obviously in
Mm.
some ways I still am. He became my drug. The
Yeah.
same way the drug made me feel,
Mhm.
when he filled that up. Like, he made me feel
Mm.
good, you know what I mean? Like, I got excited to see him, and, like, if I didn't get to see him or if I perceived that he didn't care about something, like, it would totally immobilize me and make me feel like the lowest piece of shit.
Yeah. No,
Um
I totally get that 'cause, Jordan and I dated long distance for about a year, year and a half. I lived in Tucson, he lived up here, and we were friends for, like, the first 4 or 5 years, and, and then it got to a point where it's like, "What the fuck are we doing here?" I finally went up here, up to Phoenix, and I spent, like, a week with him, like, the week between Christmas and New Year's. And, like, we had kind of, like, been like, "Well, ho are we gonna do this for real or not?" He was not gonna move to Tucson. I wanted to leave, but I was also leaving, like, my family, my job, my friends, my everything. And, I'm a very anxious attachment person, a very codependent person. When I date someone, I take on everything that they love, and because I want to be, A, such a people-pleasing fuck, but B, like, I want to be loved so badly that I'm so willing to, like, love everything that you love as well. But the problem in that is that, yes, I would do this pattern, and I did end up doing that with Jordan, but then I started to realize, like, I can't do this pattern over and over again because then I lose myself, and that's how the fuck I would get so resentful and, and angry in other relationships. When you had to, like, have that shift in your head of, like, you have been the greatest support for me. You have been my drug, so to speak. You've been the person who's keeping me away from opiates. What was it for you that made you think, "Okay, now I need to, like I cannot give everything to him, and I need to, like, stand on my own if needed." Not saying you want to, but if needed.
Oh yeah, that's been a big thing even in the beginning because like you, like every time I was somehow involved with someone, I just was unhealthily like just everything depended on them in terms of like if they did something, it would either make me extremely happy or extremely sad. And right
Yes.
before I met Nathan, I actually was in a situation with a supervisor at a call center which I got promoted there
Don't
because
worry.
you know, but I was so, like I was so just into this guy, and this is actually right before I made the decision to like just stop everything and like
Yeah.
get sober, was because this guy got so mad that I accidentally like broke his pipe,
Mhm.
and everything became so slow in that moment, and I was like, damn, like, bitch, like, really, you was so mad about that? Like, it just made me feel like I'm
Right?
so done with these hoes. Like, I
Mhm.
cannot continue doing this. And before that guy, I was in this 5, 6 year relationship with this guy, and that was like super dark. So,
Yeah.
like, I already knew that when I fell in love with somebody, I made a lot of my identity them.
Yeah.
So, this time I've been very mindful, and I still struggle a bit
Mhm.
of still being my own person, which is why I still like online. I created. I don't really do we sober now. That makes
Mhm.
sense. But it was my thing where I was me, right? Like it was my own entity. It was my own baby. And we've had discussions where he wanted to kind of like do this with it and like team up together with it. I'm like, no, I need this to be mine. Cause honestly, a lot of my life is him and his job. So it's just like kind
Yeah.
of hard, but I still make an effort to do my very own thing. And I think I've done a good job in that. I think over time it became easier as I started seeing like my potential. Wow, like I could actually honestly do a lot of these things and
Mhm.
beat the voices in my head. TikTok really showed me that
Yeah.
because that's why I did really enjoy TikTok because I was able to see, okay, like I'm just putting videos about whatever I want and people are willing to pay me to fly out. It was like the first time I was ever flown out, taken to a hotel and like to
That's
make videos.
wild. That's why. Okay, so tell me, what was this for and when was it? What did you end up doing?
So this was for a treatment center. They wanted me to just go make videos with them and like not
Okay.
even promote them or anything. It was just like we need someone to come in and like make videos. They had a farm and shit. And like this guy, like I thought at first I thought this guy was kind of like trying to kill me or something because he was very adamant. He kept emailing me and emailing me, and he's like, "I need you next week to come out and do these videos." And I'm like, "Bitch, I got a whole ass full time job." Like,
Yeah.
but he paid the flights. He got me this nice hotel for a few days. He took me out to eat. I even thought, like, is he into me? I
Right.
don't know. Like,
I know,
but
I
no,
would've thought
like he really believed in me. And I was like, wow, that is so sweet.
Isn't
Um,
it isn't it funny how, like, traumatized we are that when someone's just nice and decent to us, I'm like, "Are you in love with me?" And they're like,
yeah.
"No."
Like, you like wanna fuck?
And they're like, "Actually, I just wanted to give you a job."
Yeah, like, that was, like, the first time that happened, and I was like it just showed me, like, "Hey, like, you like doing this."
Yeah.
Obviously, like, a lot of the voices, even today, like, tell me, like, "You're cringe.
Yeah.
You're a grown a" the little young guys love commenting on my videos. Grown-ass man, by the way.
Yeah, of
That one still
course.
gets to me. Um, but yeah, like, I've been able to do cool shit because of it. It showed me, like, dude, you can literally do whatever the fuck you want. You just have to
Yes.
really start believing in yourself a little bit more and not
Which is
wait for people to offer you, you know?
yes, thinking that I need validation from people and that would, like, give me confidence. So I'm like, so if more people validated me, I would get more confidence. And then as time went on, I'm like, why aren't I more confident in myself? I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm hearing everyone give me feedback like, "Oh yeah, you'd be great doing this. You're great at this." But like I wasn't believing it. And it wasn't until for me personally, until I got into EMDR therapy about 2.5 years ago where started to realize, like, how fucking deep my insecurities and how not confident I was, because you and I present very confidently. I'm sure you get this often where it's like, you are so confident, you just seem so sure of yourself. I am the least confident person. Like, I don't ever go up there and go, "Oh, I've got this." I'm about to vomit or shit my pants, probably. And then on top of it, like, I always the first 10 minutes, I'm always like, fucking freaked out, whatever, and then I settle into it, but I think people mistake being sure of who you are and what you believe as like I'm confident as in like I'm better than you. And that's the other thing
Mhm.
too is like I'm confident in who the fuck I am and what my convictions are, but confident in the sense of like competition or who's better, not at all. I'm better than fucking no one.
100%. No, yeah,
Yeah.
totally get that. I think it's a totally different thing. Like, I started posting on Instagram recently because TikTok's
Ooh,
kind
tell
of
me
on its
about
short.
this because I'm terrified of the fucking clown show on Instagram.
No, they're mean. They are
Yes.
ruthless. So this video that I posted it on Facebook too. It's basically me looking back at myself, 3 days sober, and now me where I'm at now, and kind of like telling myself like, "Hey, keep going" or whatever.
Yeah.
It resonated with, of course, the audience I intended it for. However, there's been a lot, and it just surprised me how many mean, vicious comments I got about my hair, my
Your
face,
hair?
my face. That I'm still sick because I'm gay. Just all of these
Wow.
really mean comments, and I was like, I can never sit and go on someone's like product or creation and just like spew out
Shit on it.
like I can't find that in me. I don't know why. I think because I can find so much appreciation when someone has a vision, they're able to do it and they don't care. Like I just think that is the most beautiful thing when I'm able to see someone just say, you know what, I have this idea. I'm gonna put it
Mhm.
together and I'm gonna go for it. Because a
Yes.
lot of people can't do that. A lot
Uh-uh.
of don't do that. Um, so when I think of that, I think people get this idea that I think, oh my God, there was this guy that was like, you've never used drugs in your life. I'm
Wow.
so he went in on the comments. Like he made this thing where I'm like lying to everybody. Like, just never
I've
had a
made up a
kid.
persona. Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, wow, people are crazy. But yeah, Instagram, it honestly it got to me a little bit for a little bit. But
Yeah.
I think
And
it's better now.
you're like, kind of maybe. And for people who do not create content or you're not on social media, um, I will say that TikTok, I'd say maybe 10% of the comments I've ever gotten have been mean. Other 90 supportive, kind, really nice. Instagram and Facebook, I've purposely kept private because I see other friends who have made their profiles public. And again, they're talking very specifically to a very specific audience. TikTok has that shit down in their algorithm. They're not going to throw you on some fucking feed of someone who's like, I don't even believe drugs are real. You know what I mean? They're not going to throw you on the opposite version of the feed. That's what Instagram and Facebook does. I feel like they throw your ass under the bus. And on top of it, I feel like there are more bots on Instagram, like hate bots really, on Instagram and Facebook than anywhere
Mm,
else, which makes sense considering the regime and the people. But
yeah.
I truly believe that it's still hard knowing that so many of these are bots because you can look at their account, they don't fucking post, no profile picture, or they all have randomly 122 friends or some shit like that. There's always like just enough friends to seem less suspicious, but I am suspicious. It's so hard to block that out because so many people are like, "Oh, don't believe them." But I'm like, this is my life though. Like I'm
Mhm.
putting myself out there. One stupid thing that always gets a lot of fucking like views is if I record a snippet of South Park because nobody wants to pay for Paramount. So I'll like record a snippet of South Park of like a funny fucking scene. And then like I'll be laughing because obviously it's funny. And people will be like, I couldn't hear you over your stupid cackling. And I'm like, go get Paramount, you fucking
I
loser.
know.
You know what I mean? Like, then don't watch this. Or other people are like, I didn't think the episode was that funny. Okay, then who fucking cares? But you know what I mean? Like, that's like probably the extent that I'll get. I feel like Instagram, it'd be like, I don't even like this, and I hope you fucking die, and I hope you burn in hell. Like, I feel like that's another level on Instagram. So even if you know it's fake and it's very real, like to us, to our nervous system.
No, it is. I feel it. Like,
Yes.
think I'm better at it. I mean, over time, I think I've gotten way more tougher skin, but definitely when I see like just some really mean comments. I'm like, oh my God, like, Jesus, you took time to
You're
write that.
right.
I'm like, wow. Like, and then like I'll go about my day and then I just see the comment in my in
Yes,
my
exactly. It'll
brain.
pop up out of nowhere. Be like, "Oh, well," and it's always like the physical stuff. That was the first thing that really got to me was the physical stuff because I've been plus size my whole life, so whatever men are gonna say, and it's always men, but
Men.
they're
Yes.
always men. Y'all never stop John. Y'all just have something to say. Like the whole thing, women have an opinion. I think we know what to like not rage or bait ourselves into. So we're just like, anyway, just keep going. Men though, goddamn, y'all love to fucking criticize, talk shit, make fun of. And as much as I have been able to, like, put away the physical shit because once again, I'm like, "Well, I'm married and I don't really fucking care, so eat my balls."
Yeah.
When it comes to my experiences or my personality or whatever, that's when it starts to hurt more because that's when it feels, again, like it's more personal in the sense of my whole life, I'm trying to be a people pleaser. I'm just
Mhm.
trying to either make people laugh, relate to people. Like all I'm trying to do is connect and make that bid. And when people take that and shit on it, you bring up such a great point about how, like, if someone takes the time to put themselves out there, create something, and has the fucking courage to put themselves out there, not knowing if it's going to be received well, there's not enough credit for the people who do that because we make it look easy, but it's not fucking easy because we don't know what the fucking response is going to be. And especially for you, you probably get another fucking level being gay in recover. Like there's so many layers of shit. For you, what is like the biggest thing that you will hear that fucks with you still?
I think um I think maybe my intent behind my content. Like I
Mm,
don't like when people like the guy that said I was lying about my sobriety or like that I went through drugs or it's just like it just makes me so mad because I'm like this is something that one selfishly it makes me happy like I
yeah.
enjoy doing it and honestly when it comes down to it even if it's just like one person that sees it in a specific place and it helps them out that's what I really should be focused on so it pisses me off like that my that it fucks with my head so much that I, like, forget about, like, the main purpose.
Yes. It
You know what I
it
mean?
pulls your energy away from what really fucking matters. Us people who are anxious, we have probably ran through 900 times in our head, like how we're gonna word it, how we're gonna do this, how we're not gonna try to offend anyone, how we're not gonna whatever. And then we can still put something out there and someone will then go and take it the wrong fucking way. Just because they watched it on the wrong fucking day because they're being a fucking dickbag. And people getting me wrong is one of my biggest fucking things because I try so hard to articulate myself to where I am understandable because I know sometimes people don't understand me. Will you go to Nathan with stuff like that and be like, "Can I just fucking vent about this?" Or, like, is there someone that you go to where you could be like, "I know this doesn't fucking matter, but this does matter, so can I fucking vent about this?"
I need more of that. Uh,
Yes.
I will say I did have to have that with Nathan yesterday. I'm like, "I know you've heard this version of what I'm about to tell you
Mhm.
30,000 times, but I
Mhm.
just need to let it
Right.
out." Um, so he's typically the person that I go to, or honestly, it's just the camera. I have so much videos that I'm just talking to myself. 'Cause I just need to let it out.
Yeah.
Um, I need more of that for sure, especially because I just work, at home for everything that I do is from home.
That's it. That's the other thing too, because I work from home too. Jordan, goes into the office. He has to go in the office so many days a week. He still works from home, but he's not here all the time. I'm here all the fucking time. And so I get caught up in my own head because I'll have to tell Jordan, I'm like, look, I need fucking time just for me. And just for me time doesn't mean I get to shut the door and I get to record a podcast and I'm still working, in my head. But
Mhm.
like, I need time to just fucking decompress, fucking doom scroll, just fucking lay there and do dumb shit. And um, I I used to internalize a lot of that when I would see comments. I would just be like, "Motherfucker," and I would just hold it inside. What I've started doing is I'll take a screenshot. I'll go, please tell me I'm not fucking crazy, but is this fucking insane? And I will just send that over, or I'll send the link and they'll be like, oh no, that's fucking insane. So like just all automatically that'll drop me a little bit. And I'm
Uh-huh.
putting it out there. If you get into that mode, you can totally text me because I totally understand this where it's like, this is gonna ruminate in my fucking head for the rest of my goddamn days. So I need someone to like pull me off
Mhm.
before I lose my mind.
Percent. Well, I
Mhm.
might take that on that because I definitely need more of that. I think I've also over time kind of isolated myself, but it's not like necessarily intentionally. I think it's just because my job's at home and then everything I do online is at home. So
Yeah.
I think over time also like I've become almost I used to think I was a very outgoing and social person, which I
Mhm.
totally can be,
Yes.
but I find like for instance when we were at the and I had to MC that event
Mhm.
or that I got to do it. Um I had to take breaks because it was a lot
Yep.
of
Mhm.
people talking, and I'm like that in every place I go. Like when I go for my job, like it's so different now to be working with so many people straight hours. Like
Mhm.
I need to like lay
Decompress.
my
Mhm.
like, let me just lay down somewhere really quick, you know? Um,
But that's so true though, because it's like I it's the same thing where it's like I I'm an extroverted introvert when I'm comfortable around the right people. Then I won't shut the fuck up. Then I can be like truly myself and I'll feel comfortable. But like you said, I worry about my energy in general because again, when you're doing shit, when you're working and then you make content, your brain is still working. I don't think people realize that. Like it still takes a brain to edit my fucking video and to do transitions. It still takes a mental energy. So by the time I do all that, my mental energy is about 10% at the end of the day. And like I don't want to go out to dinner and blah 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 if I've had a full day. I understand why, like, I say old people. I guess I'm old people. Old people were always so tired, like, oh, I don't really want to go out. I get it now because, like, mentally it's
Natural.
draining. But then adding in everything in the world, like,
Yeah.
if you minus everything in the world, you know, day work and then like social media time or whatever, like maybe 10 years ago, like, okay, I could manage that. Everything in the world constantly bombarding you with everything. It's so hard to keep your energy up for other people consistently, I
It's
think is the best way to say it.
exhausting. No, yeah, that I didn't even take that into account, like, everything else that's going on.
Whoops.
It's just like, holy shit, like, I sometimes maybe I spend too much time in my head, but sometimes I don't think this is real, like, maybe everything is just, like, not like, this has to be theater, like, I
I'm like,
can't like, I
because
can't
I will literally sometimes read headlines to Jordan. I'm like, just when I think my jaw couldn't drop again, it's dropped. And I'm always like, this is too orchestrated. And I think it's because the reason we have like this cognitive dissonance. And for people who don't know what that means, it's like the world is, quote, one way, but you think of it in another way. Like there's two totally opposite views. So I feel like we're in a world now where people are living in two different versions of reality. And that's based on the media that they choose to consume. And so then it starts to make me think, is this a fucking simulation? I know you work in like the IT space. I used to work in the IT space. I'm like, there's a fucking bug. And like, they're not fixing the bug. They just keep pushing a new build in that's fucking up other shit. And they're not realizing
Oh my
like
god,
it's
totally.
the spider effect. And I'm like, y'all didn't fix the OG bug, which was 2016. That should have never happened. But now it's compounded and now it's like, oh fuck, we pushed a new build in. It's like, no, what do you mean there's like monkeys with fucking like herpes and all this shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just wild fucking shit. And I'm like, are we is this really all happening at once or is everyone just taking advantage of any information they find and putting an article out about it? I don't fucking know anymore. I don't know.
No, it's gonna get scary too, because like
Mhm.
I work in IT corporate setting, and I see all this AI stuff, and unfortunately, I we do have to. Again, this is how I see it, right? So like every like Silicon Valley, like everything is so AI driven,
Yes.
unfortunately, and it's where all the money's at right now, and everyone's trying to adapt.
Mhm.
But so when the Super Bowl happened,
Mhm.
the Bad Bunny came through, which I thought was amazing.
Mm.
I had
So great.
such a beautiful
Love.
performance. I
I
saw these
sobbed. Oh my
me
god.
too. Like,
Sobbed.
it was so beautiful. I was like, "Oh my
Mhm.
god." Like, it was so interesting to obviously, like, immediately after, go to Facebook and see just all these different interpretations of the performance that I was like,
Right.
"Wow, what a beautiful performance."
Right. I think that's the thing that fucks with me the most. This is a guaranteed thing. We all watch the same thing, I think, 100%. I think
Yeah.
we all watch the same thing. And everyone I know was like, "That was fucking amazing." And for me, the big thing was, like, not even, like because I'm half Filipino, so, like, "Oh, he didn't yell my country." That's okay. He'll do it next time for me. But seeing people happy
Yeah.
and dancing and being proud of who they are, that's what really fucking pushed me over the edge.
Yeah, and to think someone sees that as demonic and negative is what like I start thinking, am I tripping? But then I go on Facebook and then I see people generate these AI images and videos of Bad Bunny doing this and that. And there's so many people that believe it.
Right.
And I'm
The
just like, his tattoo literally in the video went from here and it started crawling over here. I'm like, how do you not see that? You know what I
Th
mean?
this is, like, my biggest fucking thing is AI literacy. The amount
Mhm.
of people bamboozled by AI is fucking stupid. Like, it's
It's
on
scary.
another level, and I've always hated AI. For the record, the first rated R movie I saw was Terminator 2. Hello, they gave us a warning, Skynet. Like, I took that to fucking heart. So, like, I think in Terminator 2, they're like, there's a date, like, when the apocalypse or some shit happens, and it was, like, August 21st, like 1995 or 2005. So that date stayed in my head. I was like, "We're gonna fucking" like, have you seen Terminator 2?
No.
Oh my god. Well,
I need to
that's
watch
the
it.
prequel to this, to
Oh my
life.
God. Okay.
Basically, what happens is that not to give it away to anyone, but, whatever, look it up. Basically, someone is sent back from the future to stop an event. So it's very Back to the Future, like, which I love. I love Back to the Future. Anything time travel, someone is sent back to stop an event so that this company, Skynet, which is
Mhm.
developing robots, they didn't call it AI at the time, defense systems, guess what? It has a mind of its own and it takes over. And so then Skynet, kind of like a rhymes with Schmalintier. So, like, something like that. I saw that as a kid and I was like, no, we can't trust the robots. Like, I know we create them, but I know who we are and we're not good people. Like, not we as in you and me, but humans in general.
Oh, yeah.
And so with AI, seeing that rise up, I absolutely understand using it for the shit that we hate to do. Like the boring, tedious, dumb shit, make AI do that. But AI as your creative, as the thing that does your art, your videos, the weird fucking commercials at the fucking Super Bowl that were AI, I'm like, "This is fucking weird." All of
Oh,
it was weird. I don't know why people I don't know. And I also get it as like like a help thing. Like, for example, I have ADHD, but I also hate AI, so I don't wanna use it. But I know a lot of people who use AI and it helps
mhm.
them with their day with, like, meetings and shit like that, or say just like, "I need to put a grocery list together," shit like
Yeah.
that. I love uses like that. But when it's taking people's jobs, when it is being, implemented as like, "Hey, guys, we're gonna streamline this process." 'Cause in 6 months, we're kicking you the fuck out, and you're not gonna handle it anymore. It's like, I'm literally training someone to take my job. Like, what what's going on here? And, like, in the IT space, like, I feel like in any major corporate space, AI is there 'cause you guys probably have, like, an internal chat or, like, an internal system that you'll wanna use it on to consolidate and blah, blah, blah. When you see, like, this AI shit. Like, when do you go to the comments to see if other people are spotting that this is AI?
Yeah, and it's really disheartening to see that they don't think it's AI.
Oh. Right.
And they run with it and they really believe it. And to think this is where we're at now in just a few years, how much better the video generation will be. I'm scared. Like, I think we are, like, we're really truly going to live in different realities.
I'm on the subreddit, "Is this AI?" Just because I'm very curious to see how fucking dumb people are, and the amount of people that will post something, I'm like, "Do you not see that those are not letters in the background? That's just it do like, it doesn't say a word. It says blah, 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 like, that's not a fucking word,
Yeah.
bro." Like, some shit's so easy to spot, but, like, the newest ones they had, like, I think Google's newest one or whatever, I'm like, "That's fucking weird." Like, I went through a day in the life with, like, George Washington or some shit, and I was like, "I don't like any of this because this looks very fucking real."
No,
Uh,
it's so scary. I am scared. I feel like I don't know, maybe because I like work with it a lot and I've seen other companies just speak so highly of it. I feel like there's not enough people like worried about it. Like they're worried
yes.
about illegal immigrants taking their jobs or like, girl,
Babe,
I
you're
mean,
creating the thing taking your job. That's
honey, trust me, that's you will prefer the
yes.
illegal human being
Right.
to be able to at least compete with.
Mhm.
Um they are streamlining everything, they're consolidating everything because it's gonna make them, at the end of the day, more money. So
Mhm.
why would they pay someone that's probably gonna complain, gonna need to
Right.
take time off when they could just have something that's on 24/7?
I think that's the other part too that feels kind of helpless is, like, nobody fact checks anything. They take a screenshot from Twitter as fact, and then I'm like, "Pause, did you look up this exact story on any other search engine that isn't Google?" First of all. And did you find 3 separate sources? Like, I feel like it's such a fucking old millennial where I'm like, "Do you have your work cited for this? Do you know, like, what
Yeah.
you're fucking talking about?" But it's true. I'm like, "Oh, well, I got this from news.com." I was like, "Oh, news.com." It's a real reputable site, you know? But I'm like, how have we gotten so far from, I guess, verifying? And I guess it's really just the speed of information coming out? I don't know.
Yeah, that's also why I'm trying to encourage myself a little bit more to be more in touch with my creative. Because
Mhm.
although I know and it seems like they're definitely leveraging AI to be creative, I think over time people would ultimately like, maybe an MC, like who would want a robot MC?
Oh my god, you had the a robot version of
Like, hello there. Hi. Welcome.
"Hi, guys," and it's like but it's buffering because it's on
Yeah.
fucking shit Wi-Fi.
Like, I wouldn't wanna watch videos of the AI person, you
Dude,
know?
I don't even like the fucking YouTube commercials, the fucking 10 seconds that it comes on, where it's like a weird AI video of some fucking guy taking a supplement or something, and I'm like, "That's not a real human. That's not real. None of this is real." Being in the recovery space and being adjacent to it with all this shit going on, do you find that in your pocket of the recovery space, have you seen any sort of, like, divide amongst things pending in terms of the information that they're consuming?
Yeah, it's been the biggest, observation I think I've had is that within the recovery space, I have noticed an uptick in people, I guess, surprising me on how they feel about humanity. Specifically because they, one, are obviously humans, but also
Mhm.
because they've all gone through some crazy shit where
Yes.
I would I would think that you'd be like, you know what, I gone through my shit. I've seen
Mhm.
what someone giving me a chance can look like.
Yeah.
Seen, being marginalized in this certain way can affect everything around me. And just really embracing the imperfections and showing yourself that you can be a different person. Like when you embody that, it really surprises me to see people against someone else getting a second chance or against someone, being treated fairly. Um,
Mhm.
and I've honestly just been really surprised. at least politically, how
Yes.
people in the recovery community, a lot of them, I hate to say a lot of them, are totally not in the same boat as me. And
Nope.
I've come to the point where honestly, like I obviously lean more far like more left,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't necessarily say I am your like black and white left leaning
Absolutely
person. Like
not.
I just don't trust either of them to be quite frank
No.
with you at this point. Like I care about humans. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
that's
Mhm.
basically what it boils down to. And if you want to label me a leftist or
Right.
whatever you want to call me, then go right ahead. But like I just don't I just can't see someone dying and feeling that there has to be an overwhelming amount of justification behind it. Like it just
Yes.
regardless of whether I agreed with them or not. So it's weird for sure
Mhm.
because it's it's just very confusing.
It is, because when I think of recovery, I think of, um, any positive change. That's like and that's kind of like my loose definition of recovery has always been any positive change. And that positive change, there isn't some standard where it's like, "Yes, according to this list, this is a positive change." A positive change for you. And I feel like, up until maybe the last, few years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever, I feel like there has been a compassion for the fact that we all can't do the same recovery path or have the same we're all different people. There's been
Mm,
an understanding we're all different people with all different backgrounds who might need different solutions.
yeah.
In the last few years, I have seen people who appeared to be supportive or aligned with the idea that, like, whatever path is best for you have fucking gone full in on whatever their path is, and then talking shit about why the other ones haven't been working. And I'll fucking say it out loud. Everyone attacking harm reduction. And like there are people that I saw who, again, 12 step, abstinence based, whatever, MAT, that is fine. Like whatever you want to fucking be, they would say, like, totally support harm reduction because people do deserve to have access to, sterile supplies. And if we can reduce, fucking disease in any other way, great. That's what I would hear. I feel that there's a large contingent of people who were fucking lying so they didn't look like assholes, and now that, um, it people have become more emboldened to be judgmental and
Mhm.
critical of other people, I'm like, "Bitch, you used to do coke off a fucking toilet, and now you're telling me that this person is not really in recovery because they fucking smoked a joint? Like, who are you?" You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that's the problem, is that you are only here because someone gave you another chance or someone, believed in you or whatever. But if we're automatically wanting to create legislation or rules that say, hey, if you are using drugs, you're a demon or you're a murderer or you're whatever, like having a blanket judgment is so not right with me. And the fact that it is so right with people that we all thought we were advocating for the same thing, it's not.
Yeah, that I was blindsided by that for sure. And very disappointed. And I was just
Yeah,
like, fuck, like I really thought that I don't know, like where does that line cross for you, I guess? Like it
right.
just makes no sense at all.
I was raised Catholic. I am not a Catholic anymore, but I've seen a surge of religious shit, but in the
Mhm.
same way old school Catholics used to do, like the punishment, scare you, like, fucking let's quote a Bible verse to scare you into doing this, and this is exactly how it should be. Like that level of religion, because I've heard people say, like, "Oh, I'm not even allowed to like have a religion or I can't even open." You can, but you then press it on everyone else, and that's the fucking problem. I have many friends who go to fucking church every fucking week, whatever the fuck it is. Just do not push your shit on me and go, "Well, the reason you aren't blanking is because you don't go to church or you don't blank or blah, 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 blah." That on top of it, like when and then they say, "Well, I feel like I'm not allowed to be proud about being religious or believing in God." You can be, but you also shouldn't shit on other people who are not thinking like you. And so when you throw in that, you throw in how recovery looks like, I just feel like we're moving backwards again.
Isn't that interesting? That is scary. That is so scary.
It's taken so much for people to finally see that addiction, substance use is not like a moral failing.
Mhm.
Not having a home is potentially a moral failing. Not having, enough money to feed your kids is a moral fail, you know what I mean? Like, all these things that are honestly uncontrollables at some point, like, are being used as the guide for what's good and what's not good, and that doesn't feel good at all.
It's just so weird living in this time, honestly. It's interesting, basically, like seeing something like harm reduction be embraced and then slowly go the other way.
Exactly.
In the same way, like, I don't know, maybe like I used to kind of envy like gay boys in like there was a time I would envy them, like, oh my God, they get to be so out. I don't necessarily know if that's the case anymore. Like in school, like I
Uh-huh.
don't think I think people, like you said, are more bolded to be, like, judgmental and disgusting to people, and
Right?
it's scary. Like
When there is a constant fear rhetoric, and I feel like the recovery space used to be a hope rhetoric, and now it's I don't even wanna say half and half. Like, I think fear is taking over more because you also have to add in the aspect about, like, mental health. Like, oh, you wanna create an autism registry, like, you know what I mean? Like, all this shit, like,
yeah,
you want to further stigmatize shit on top of it. It doesn't feel, um, hopeful in this space. Me personally, I have been open about this, but I left the family space because it is too divided and stigmatized within, in my
mhm,
opinion, what I've seen, to where moms, I've seen moms advocate for shit that is shocking to me. The same sort of moms would have said that shit 5 years ago, I'll tell you that. They weren't saying that shit 5 years ago because I was around 5 years ago. And so to see, like, this hard turn, it didn't feel safe for me anymore to advocate in
mhm.
that space, especially as a sibling. Because that's the other thing too, is that's another layer of like, "Well, you never really had a kid, so you don't really know what it's
Uh-huh.
like." It's like, fuck off, dude. Like, grief is grief, but that's the other thing too, in the space, in the family space, there's grief hierarchy. People may wanna pretend like that's not real, but there is. And when it comes to advocacy, more weight is given to the parents, of course. I get that. But as a sibling or someone who's not a parent, who might be pushing ideas that seem very radically left, aka compassion, um, then it's like I feel like I'm being ganged up on, and I don't need to do that. Like,
Exactly.
I'm good. And honestly, that's kind of why, like, for me specifically, like, especially with like my personal work, like, yes, I work for Mobilize and that's my real, like, consistent job that gives me money, but, like, my shit, that's why my shit's more, like, not in the recovery space, and I'm not wanting to talk about the harm reduction space. I'm just talking about, like, the empowerment. How can I feel not frozen?
Mhm.
Because I think so many of us in the last 5 years froze, especially with the
Yeah.
pandemic.
Um, that's another thing about me. I feel isolated because I
Mm,
don't go to AA. I don't do the traditional recovery, but like 90% of those people are around me all the time. So
yeah.
I can't necessarily, I hate to say it, I just can't necessarily relate like to a lot of the things that they believe in or say. And I feel so bad because I feel like, would it just be easier for me to just like,
Yeah.
because I think that's another reason that I feel so lonely is because I don't
Right.
believe in like the stuff that they do. And I just like hearing them talk about like harm reduction or stuff like that. I'm just like, oh my God, I just,
Yeah.
you're surprising me again. I can't believe it. Um, but that I feel very much isolated because honestly, that's a big thing where I'm at too, is I feel alone in the sense that I I'm sober, I'm in recovery. A lot of my life revolves around that, but at the same time, the people that I connect with, like authentically, it's kind
Mhm.
of almost kind of rare because it has to be kind of like you or like because like maybe I'm just in the wrong space, girl. But a lot of people are very 12 step,
Yeah.
and it's just I can't connect anywhere deeper besides I'm fully abstinent
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
you
Yep.
know, like, but that's like everything else, like I can't connect with, and then I can't necessarily like connect with like people that are like polar opposite of like recovery because like it's complicated.
Well, and I understand especially why people who abstinence is their path. I can absolutely understand why, like, full blown, like, harm reduction, like, active drug use or, like, active, like, illicit drug use, I can absolutely understand why, like, that's like, "Hey, for me personally, that's too tempting or too," like, so I absolutely understand that, and anytime, especially, like, if I hang out with someone that I know is 12-step and say we, like, go out to eat or something like that, I'll always ask ahead of time, like, if I were to get a beer or, like, a cocktail,
Right.
like, is that gonna bother you? I don't have to at all, but I just saw this looks tasty, so, like, I don't wanna, like, set you off or anything like that. So I'm always
Okay.
very mindful about that, especially, like, I'm gonna take a gummy, so if I
Mhm.
get a little, like, creative or fun, like, just giving you a heads up. And I always like to give people that heads up, but in the same sense, like, you can embrace certain aspects, but then the belief system, like the full belief system, like the,
Yeah.
12-step belief system feels very reminiscent to religion to me. And
Yeah. For
so
sure.
it's like, I think the other piece is that if people have, either religious trauma or whatever it might be, or for me, it's trauma from abuse. So to tell me, like, to say I'm powerless, like, that is the last thing I'm trying to admit, accept. No, my power was taken away many times. So it's like for me, it is about being empowered and having my own power, and I have the power to do my own shit. So, like, that's the other thing where it comes to religion, where it's like, sorry, you have no fucking control, bitch. That's just what it is. And you just need to accept it and give it up to God. And I'm just like, no,
Yeah.
no.
Things that I just can't fully just align with. And it's
Hmm.
hard. It really is hard, especially in this political climate too, because it just bunches up with everything else. And I'm just like, I
Hmm.
can't.
And I think that's the other thing. It's all entangled. And in reality, everything is politics. We realize that now. Like there's
Mhm.
some fucking agenda behind something. I think we hopefully understand that now. Um, no, we probably all don't. Why did I say that? Most, I'd say a good chunk of people understand like there's always an agenda. I'll say this to Jordan all the time. I was like, what if I just fucking left all advocacy and I just did like little craft videos, made little fucking TikToks, did my workshops, which I like to do, and that's all I fucking do. And that's like my dream,
Mhm.
but I need the security and stability of money because we live in a stupid fucking world where everything revolves around money and everything's expensive. So I feel like there's this endless loop of I want to get better. This is what better looks like. It's too scary to get better because it's not guaranteed. And then you just keep going and going. And then sometimes you can like, out of the roundabout, you can like sneak out for a little bit and you'll find another way. But it's this is just a exhausting time mentally.
That's exactly how I feel. I feel like I'm, you know, the little hamster that's just going like this. I feel like that's me. Like I have all these ideas. I know that I have exactly what it takes to fully venture off into something else, but I have a mortgage.
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
I
Shit.
honestly should probably be building a safety net for my little brothers and sisters. It's like I should,
Yeah.
you know, like it's overwhelming. And honestly, I really feel like there's just not enough time in a day, and oh, it sucks. Like it really does. And sometimes I also think maybe I should just like get off recovery, this and that, and just do fucking something else. But I don't know.
I will say slowly peeling back from, like, again, I'm always gonna be a family advocate. Hello, my brother fucking died, of course I'm gonna be. Which me and my sister joke around all the time is so fucking dark because my brother died in 2018. And we're like, "He fucking got out at just the right time
Yeah.
because what the fuck is this?" And then it's even worse because we'll have, like, these discussions, and I'm like, "Even if he had not died, he probably would've died in 2020 or 2021 just because of the atmosphere, the isolation." He was already isolated, so it's like, it sucks to think that. But
Yeah.
I'm also like, "God damn, you got out just the right time," because this is not anything I think any of us could have ever anticipated or even imagined that, um, something like politics would impact every aspect of your life, potentially even down to opportunities you could get for your job. You know what I mean? Like, if people don't wanna follow a certain agenda that promotes DEI or anything like that, there go all those opportunities, you know? That feels, um, scary because it's like spaces were created for us to feel comfortable, and now they're like, "Nah, you can't have them anymore."
Uh, I really hope I really hope I don't I hope it goes back to some form of decency, at least in terms of compassion, but I don't I guess I just see, like, the top people and how they're, like, just so focused on money, AI, and, like, that's all they really care about. Like, honestly, at the end of the day, it's just about the amount of money they're gonna make. They don't care
Yeah.
about the people that are working for them. They don't care about how it's going to impact just anybody else besides them. Like, I I wonder, like I wonder how their mind works, I guess, like, when they think about eliminating all of these opportunities and jobs for their own, like, vision. It's scary.
Yes. Because the people who are in leadership roles right now, by far and large, are people who are not people.
Yeah.
They're money bottom line people. And while I understand you need to make money to run a business, it's absolutely fucking insane the greed, the level of greed. I know someone who, again, there's annual reviews every year, being back in corporate. Like, if you get 3%, you're lucky, you know, like just dumb fucking shit. And so this year they got a 2% raise, which I think is, why don't you just say fuck off? 2% raise, and then there was a bonus. But it's like their company had the most successful year they've ever had in the history of the company. Okay. Like, that doesn't compute to me because if you gave the same exact bonus and amount last year and you were nowhere near as successful, how does that correlate? And it doesn't at all.
Mhm. It's fucked up.
On your are you like an individual contributor or do you have to like lead a team at all?
No, I'm individual. It is very nice.
Mhm.
I supervised in my other role, and it was a shit show, so I do like that I'm more independent. Like, it's very project based, so I just do my shit, whatever I have to do, and it's good. Once you start, like, sitting back and looking at how you spend your day and, like, how everything seems to be self-destructing, I'll be honest,
Yeah.
it just makes you, like, question, "Uh, what am I gonna do?" Like
Right. And it seems like my idea of what I think I'm gonna do shifts every couple of months,
Mhm.
depending on what new catastrophe fucking bullshit had just occurred. Last year, I feel like was the year I finally developed a lot of professional confidence, which I had not had before. And it felt like I was an asshole for being proud of all the hard work that I've done to then talk about how proud I am of the hard work that I've done while people are getting laid off and people are fucking having hours cut and people are having to shut down businesses. I then feel like I'm a fucking asshole for going on the internet and being like, I finally believe in myself and I'm finally going to launch this thing that I said I was going to do fucking 5 years ago. And my therapist is like, well, why do you feel bad? I'm like, I don't fucking know because other people are suffering. And
Uh-huh.
it goes back to this is from childhood. Like, I'm bragging. If I'm in a good spot and other people aren't, I'm bragging. So if I see that other people are not in the best spot, don't say anything. Don't tell other people you're smarter. Because if you are smarter, don't tell that. You'll make them feel bad. And I'm like, what am I allowed to talk about then? Nothing.
No, seriously, like, what do y'all want from me? Like,
Mhm.
I even thought about posting, like, I don't know, because I have been like mentally going through it
Yeah.
somewhat. I was like, maybe I should post that, like, because I feel like my Facebook's usually me happy all the time. But then I was like, but then people are gonna be like, I just want attention. So,
See, I don't I will say personally as a content creator, the person who actually which for me to even say I'm a content creator internally, like my vagina crawls up even more inside me, like cringing, like, "Oh my god, don't say that," because I'm gonna be 42, like, next week or some shit, and so there are people who think that's cringe, but it's like, I'm not an influencer. I feel like there are different things.
yeah, for
I
sure.
create content that could be educational, it could be funny, it could be, just fucking random ADHD shit, but my goal is to create something that could potentially make people laugh,
Uh-huh.
inform people, or inspire people to do their own shit. Because I've always just being the eldest, it's always just something where it's like I try it first and then I tell everybody else how to do it. And when you're creating and I know like again we've discussed how it's been kind of hard to create content or figure out what sort of direction to go in. Like what are you feeling that you're wanting to kind of focus on this year in terms of like your content? Because obviously understanding how all these other spaces are changing, but you're sure yourself. So like, are there certain things that maybe you haven't even talked about yet that you want to like create content on?
Yeah, I definitely, ever since we went to that summit thing, I really was inspired. That's why I don't do We Sober now anymore. And like, I just think I want to shift the things that I'm learning with like this tech company or whatever. I want to start embodying that into my own website. So like, I want to start creating kind of like a forum or hub space. It's called Sober and High. That's what I called it, like Sober and High.
Ooh, I love
Um,
that. Uh-huh.
just so everyone can meet in the middle. I just have to definitely think of all the layers and how, all this stuff. But essentially, I want it to be a place where people can just discuss and find resources no matter
Mhm.
where they're at. Literally, they could be abstinent, they can be using, it just doesn't really matter. It just brings them to a space where they can just find a place where they don't feel like they have to be a certain thing. It's sober and high, like
Right.
whatever that means.
Right.
So I want to do that. I really like that you said content creator because I want to embody that a little bit more because I have noticed a shift in I don't think followers matter anymore.
No.
I've
Mm-mm.
been noticing over the past year or so, like I've gotten on TikTok over 150. And it really just boils down to my video, like how well it performed specifically and how many other people will see it. There's obviously like a good bunch of people that see it,
Mhm.
but I like that because it eliminates I have to care about how many views I get. It's more so like I get to just create one piece. And however this piece does, that's on its own. It's not
Right.
like I have to worry about like the views and shit. So I want to start just creating. It doesn't have to be recovery anymore. Like I could just
Right.
create something I find interesting and post it because I love it. And I think because everything's so fast now. So I want to start creating content more with that lens to like, because I love creating it. So I definitely want to do that.
Are there like certain topics that you've been bouncing around in your head or like not even topics per se, but just kind of like avenues of like different types of recording or filming or anything like that?
I have noticed that my videos where some people think I'm cringy, but that are more kind of film inspired have been doing surprisingly way better because I'm used to like, oh, well, people think I'm funny in a wig and like skits, and they're fun and they're funny. Lately, I've done videos where it's more like serious, and it's because it's kind of hard to take myself serious. But I guess I've done a good job in
Yeah.
portraying the seriousness in my videos.
Yeah.
I want to do more stuff like that. So not even so much speaking in the video, but just showing emotion. And I think
Yeah.
that's what I did really good in this last video is I just showed clearly two different people at two different times
Yes.
communicating with each other. And it very much resonated with a lot of people. So I want to do stuff more like that, where it's more visual and emotion invoking, while
Yeah.
also keeping my skits, but I want to tap more into that shit, you know?
Yeah, creating content. Now it's like you want intent behind it, where before it's like, let's just put out whatever, which I honestly will still do, but put out whatever to see how many followers or how many algorithms I can hit or
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? And in reality, I don't fucking care. I care about creating community, creating connection, creating a space where like there are people that I've been friends with them for the last 4 or 5 years. I've never met them in real life and we go back and forth, blah, 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 whatever. And I love shit like that. But I feel like with content creation, people don't realize that putting yourself up out there in a different way than people don't know you is very fucking hard because you don't know if they're gonna do they want the serious Ronnie or do they
Mhm.
want the Ashley Trevino Ronnie or do you want the whatever other version? And that's when that's where like that confidence, like my nervous system starts to get like 'cause I'm like, "Am I pleasing people? Like, are they gonna like this? Or is this
Yeah,
just
I
for
hate
me?"
that. I hate
Mhm.
that. I do more. Like that's why I think the last time I posted an Ash Tribuna video was probably like last month or so. Cause it's exhausting. And
It's
like
because her
honestly,
life is exhausting, bro, and
yeah.
if you're listening, you have no idea who Ash Trevino is, we're not gonna tell you because
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
sorry.
save you the stress.
Yeah.
Uh it is exhausting and I know I've made a lot of people laugh and I've made a lot of money, which also is another thing. I'm really mad at myself. So I made a lot of money online last year
Oh, but
and
things have shifted this year.
in Texas. So, like,
Oh.
girl, like I did TikTok, I did all these
Mhm.
gigs, all these video things, and they're all untaxed.
Yep.
So, I mean, I got a house, so that's good,
Yeah.
but it it's one of those things where I get so upset at myself because I know like I should have planned better, but I'm learning, now because I'm doing little side gigs. I did a little thing for Timu or something,
Mhm.
and I know now when they pay me, I have to put 30% of that away. Like I can't
Yeah.
just because it's
Mhm.
fucking right now. I have to figure out how the fuck I'm gonna because it's
Mhm.
overwhelming. That's another thing that really fucked me. I'm like, damn, like I thought I was doing a good thing. And
Yeah.
then just Uncle Sam said, no, you owe me this much.
And I
Oh,
think that's the other thing too is that creative people will create. We're not thinking about the tax implications. We're not thinking about the rollout because, like, when we're in a mode, we're in a mode, and it's like, I need to
exactly.
fucking create. I'm not thinking, how is this gonna affect my stock portfolio or some other bullshit. I'm just like, I don't fucking care. This sounds funny. You think this is funny? Okay, fuck it, I'll put it out. So, with this year, and again too, I feel like has your income, again, since it's switched to the new regime of algorithm, has your earnings dropped big time?
Oh my God. So listen, that's actually, you know what?
Actually,
That's
you know
not a
what? Let's
real
talk about this.
reason. The real reason I really stopped putting on the wig was because they was not paying me. I was
Right.
like, listen, literally, okay, so every video that I posted for a while, let's say it got 500,000 views.
Uh-huh.
It would at least give me like 300 plus dollars. At
Right.
least.
Mhm. Yep.
I had a video get over 500,000 views like a month or two ago, and amazing engagement. I mean, the comments were crazy, the shares were crazy. It gave me like $12. I'm like,
What?
that is fucked up. I mean, like literally, there's really no point. I mean, like in terms of make point of
Wow.
me like making videos to people please, probably not so
Yes.
much.
Yes. That
Now it's
wow.
gonna be me. So that's why I feel like
Whole
it's dropped dramatically. And I've heard a lot of other creators go through the same shit. Like, and it's crazy. Like,
Yes, and it's all because of the regime shift. When Schmorical took over, that shifted completely. When people are like, "I don't think anything," it changed, babe. Everything changed.
$100%
If you make
changed.
content, it changed. Maybe if you're just a lurker and you watch videos, it didn't change for you. It, like, reset to whatever, and you see your shit, and that's lovely. But for people who make shit, they're in the creator rewards program, and mind you, I've only been in creator rewards, I think I got in, like, maybe 2 years ago, and even I think the most viral one that I've ever had under creator rewards was like 1,000,000 views, and I think there I ended up making, like, lifetime, like, 1,100, something like that. Because shit was rapid fire at first.
Yeah.
Because you know how, like, in the beginning, if your shit's hitting, like, they're gonna give you more
Mhm.
money, and then as it tapers down, it's less money. For anyone who doesn't know anything about how that all works, it's how much people watch. How long do they watch the video? Are they seeing the video because it came across their random feed,
Mhm.
or did they go to you, which doesn't count. If you give
I
someone a
know.
link, that doesn't fucking count.
That
That's cool.
sucks.
I can't self-promote, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's all about, "Hey, did the algorithm choose you?" The comments on the video, the shares on the video, if people favorite it. There's so many things that go into how much you're gonna get paid, and every single person I know who was making bank on TikTok because other countries love us, um, not ours. Other countries love to pay us for what we do. I know someone who was making legit like 5 to 10,000 a month to like 700 a month. And that is not stable for people who that's been stability for 5 years. Because again, I think the pandemic with, people's small businesses have fucking blown up there. It's been an amazing place for small businesses to blow up and for creators. Like, they can't gatekeep who's coming through because it's like,
Exactly.
if the people love you, then the people love you, but guess what? The people in charge don't get to gatekeep it. So in my opinion, this is another way they gatekeep because now they found a way to gatekeep this area. They weren't gatekeeping TikTok before, now they are. And they're doing it in the form of money. And it really fucking sucks because there are people who they weren't silly for like, oh, this is going to run out. Like, you're not thinking that. I make this. This is consistent. Every year I have a consistent amount. And then this year, nothing's going to change, air quotes, and people's incomes have drastically dropped to where it's like they have to take on more work or more whatever.
Like, imagine, like, if I quit my job and I was fully depending on that, and then it just
Right.
dramatically shifted, that would suck, you
There are
know?
there's so many people who fucking did that, especially after the pandemic, where like, "Hey, I really fucking love doing this and I'm gonna do it all the time." And then there are some people I know who thankfully they had like brand deals to where like their code gets them like at least consistent like, income there. But it's people do not realize that how unstable now it can be in this space. Because do you do the rewards program on Facebook or Instagram, and is that format totally different in terms of payouts?
Yeah, I think I'm doing Facebook, and I guess, like, Facebook ties with Instagram, so
Yeah,
unfortunately, Instagram don't pay you. So and that's where the videos are going viral.
of course.
Facebook, I feel like I just got low-key haters on there, so, like, they just look,
Mhm.
well, whatever, bitch. But
Yeah.
I'm keep posting. I gotta get my 10 cents. Let me
Yep.
get my cents from my pictures. Yeah.
It's like we were finally able, for a short period of time, to be ourselves, and people enjoyed that, and we got paid for that. And now it's like, "Oh, we'll push you in the algorithm if you do these things and you talk about the things we want you to talk about."
Mhm.
And it just feels like for creatives, spaces where we found where we can, like, flourish and, like, be ourselves, they're just being snatched up.
Yeah.
And it's like you said, I'm not creating content for fucking anyone else before like, anymore. Like, I'm not fucking doing it. I'm just not in the goddamn mood because it's like, what's the point? So I can get 7 cents? Nah,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Like, and no, thank you. I'm sorry, y'all. She ain't put it on the wig for a minute. Eh, like, just no. I love doing the character. It's fun, but it
Yeah.
takes time. I low key feel bad sometimes because ultimately, like, still human. Although not the best, but like still like it's kind of like conflicting views with my values.
Yep.
Um, but I've I made more money doing the wig stuff with Ash Trevino, but I think I've had more opportunities
Yeah.
recovery wise, which
Yeah.
I want. Like I want to be able to get little side gigs and stuff like that rather than depending on my because it was nice, honestly, making videos and wow, like I'm getting paid to post a fucking video. That is cool. Like I've
Right.
always wanted to do that.
Right. Right. Then people wanna be like, "Why did you think you can make a living off that?" Because I did, and, like, other people have, and just because it's, like, not famous on a Hollywood scale, so to speak, doesn't mean, like, you can't achieve a level of success that I'm good with, and, like, that's fine, but for the remainder of the year, do you have any, like, major projects that you're doing or any, like, conferences that you're gonna speak at, anything? To be fair, me and Ronnie could talk for a really long time, and I but I also am very mindful because like, I'm now giving people because I used to be like, "Let's have 2.5 hours," and people were like, "That's a long time," and then I would scare them. And then I'm like, "Okay, we have an hour and a half," and then it goes over. But then I also realized that Ronnie has real work. So, as far as the rest of the year goes or anything coming up, I always like to give, like, the end of the podcast to be like, highlight any of the shit you're doing, promote any of the stuff you're doing because again, why do people care if you self promote? Like, you should be able to self promote, especially if you're promoting something good, you know?
You're right. Well,
Mhm.
on that note, I also one thing that I really have been wanting to do and have started already, I've updated my website,
Yay!
RonnyMorales.com.
Oh
So
my god!
yeah, so I'm gonna start marketing myself as an
Mhm.
M motherfucking C girl
Yeah.
because I'm like, you know what? Bravery trusts me, Broadcom trusts me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? Like, it's one thing I've challenged myself was like, stop waiting for these people to come
Yes.
because that's all the opportunities I've had. I've waited. And while they're amazing and good, I think I've reached a point where I'm confident enough to say, I'm able to deliver MC for like thousands of tech people, which was my biggest fear. And I did it probably the best
Really?
MC I've ever. Yeah, I didn't tell you. So, okay.
No.
So, not very last minute. Basically, we had this big tech event where we invited all the tech partners that we work with
Okay.
to to this to Palo Alto, and they said you should probably MC. I'm like, oh my god, okay. And it was challenging because I'm used to emceeing like, hey y'all, what's
Yeah.
up? We're sober now. But I had to mix that
Uh-huh.
with more of a tone down because obviously VPs and all that are there. And I was so scared, but I think it worked in my favor because they were all probably anticipating me to go up there and be like, hello, this is what's going on here today.
Right.
But I gave a little flavor and I
Yes.
felt like a star after. I'm telling you, I'm not exaggerating. I can't even remember at the end of the event, people individually came up to me and said, "Thank you so much. Don't ever change. Like this is meant for you." Like I was like, "Oh, I feel like a star."
Oh
So
my god!
proof that I should most likely definitely be leveraging that skill that I have
Yes.
to make a job. So that's something that I'm trying to market my website on. And then obviously having my Sober and High as a page there. But
Yeah.
I'm going to start branding myself more in that
Yeah.
capacity because I've already done it for Maricopa, for the city, all this stuff. But I want to be able to start doing it just more. I think
Yeah.
that I have something different. And that's like my big goal is to start doing more stuff like that for me. And it doesn't even have to be recovery. It can just be
Right.
me emceeing like a talent show for a school or like an
Right.
event downtown. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
I'm not gonna be charging a lot. The only person I won't charge is Jacqueline.
Yeah.
Just so you know. Jacqueline or my
Yeah.
husband.
I am
Um
free. Yep, mhm.
yeah,
Uh,
like obviously there's some people I won't charge, but like big corporations or like big events, I'm charging.
mhm.
Um
Well, and I think that's also just us realizing like how our personalities are very rare in a corporate space that because like this past weekend my sister and I presented at a leadership conference. This is the first time I presented at a conference that wasn't recovering around
Um,
some fucking thing. This is just literally leadership. I don't know who the fuck's going into this, and it's like Tucson young leadership. I'm like, I think I'm still young, they may think I'm a grandma, so whatever. So I don't know what audience I'm speaking to, and I try to get as much information ahead of time, like, hey, about how many people might be in the presentation. And they had like different tracks, and one of them was around like empowerment and imposter syndrome. And I was like, oh fuck, I got that on lockdown. So me and my sister, who my sister left corporate, it's going to be 2 years in August because it was sucked her soul. And she was a people leader, and she's like, I can't. These values don't align with my values anymore. And come to find out 6 months later, like, her team was completely dissolved. So,
uh,
like, when she did like, because she had found out layoffs are coming and was like, "You know what? I volunteer as tribute. I'm getting the fuck out. This sucks." So, my sister has a lot of, really great, like, corporate leadership knowledge, and I have, like, leadership knowledge in, like, the nonprofit volunteer space. So I'm like, "Well, we have, like, knowledge that can combine together really well." So when we went to this, the whole thing was just talking about which again, I was like, I don't know how many people are gonna come to this, but I'm like, I assume young leadership would be a lot of millennials. So the whole thing was around like millennials and how like we were prescribed a very specific idea of what we should do. And probably most of us are realizing that is not what we set out to do. Whatever we set out to do is probably not what we're doing right now because a lot of
mhm.
shit happened along the way. And so the whole session was really just saying, hey, this is probably what we were all told, like, "Here's a whole list of shit, but just so you know, like, here's proof that you don't have to do what you were told, and, like, we're not unstable people. We are not people who, like, don't know what we wanna do. We're adapting. We're" and so, like, reframing it for people. And the entire room, which is rare, and mind you, it was like a boardroom, so it was like 15 people. So it wasn't like packed as like a fucking huge amount of people. Every single person wanted to comment, wanted to go, I've never seen anyone sum this up like this. And mind you, they're all very corporate people. And because, like, right off the jump, like, my sister said something like, yeah, so, I've been out of the, corporate space. She's like, so I smoke a bowl, hang out, blah, blah, blah. So, like, we were just upfront. And I said,
I love
also,
that.
I was like, the other benefit of having your own business is I don't drug test myself or my sister. And so, like, leading off, like, just being so fucking upfront, which I'm sure the person who was monitoring in the room was absolutely horrified, but whatever, I don't really fucking care. So I was just like, "That's kind of the good side." I said, "But also, like, we could have a smoke sesh and come up with an idea." I said, "My whole website, I was on edibles, so you know." And I said, "But again, I'm creative." Like, so it's like
Yeah.
showing them that you can balance different worlds. And
Mhm.
by the end of it, I felt like a fucking star. Like, I've never felt like a star before, but there was one person who came up to me and was just like, "I just wa you, like, absolutely changed my life today. Like, I didn't think it
Um,
was possible to be myself and, like, do what I want to do and potentially succeed, but you show me that you can be successful," which I'm like, "You think I'm successful? I did this for free, bro." You know what I mean? Like, but I knew, like, the exposure. Like, some things I'm now like,
yeah.
yes, I will do shit for free for the exposure and the potential, but this
Mhm.
has also been the last year is like, I need to get what I deserve. That's the other thing is like that
100%.
balancing that. So I'll always put a QR code up on the screen. I'm like, if you want to subscribe, whatever. I always fucking do that. 75% of the fucking room immediately subscribed and was like, I want to know all updates. I want to know any workshop you're doing. I want to know fucking anything. I'm like, holy shit, I've never had a response like that. So then it like hyped me up to continue on this path. So like for you, I understand why you got your website going because it's like you just need other people outside of the comfortable space you're in to be like, "Oh yeah, you're fucking great." It's like,
Yeah,
"Okay,
literally.
yeah." Because who has the money right now? Corporations. Who doesn't have personality? Corporations. Who needs personality? They do. Who has it? We do. So it's like really leveraging the fact that we can mask very fucking well and we
Mhm.
can be the show person and entertain you and we're also compassionate and we're not assholes and we're genuine. And I think people truly crave that. So I love that
Yeah.
you're going in on that because it's like some people might think like you're just gonna go for gigs or like you know how people are like speakers, you know, they're inspirational
Yeah.
speakers or whatever, like you're just gonna go all in. If you have the secret sauce though, of like engaging people, making them laugh, making them feel comfortable, making them feel seen, that is such a special gift, and I only realized that in the last year, especially
Um,
being around people like you, being around other people who put themselves out there, and I'm like, "Holy shit, we are actually rare outside of our ragtag space." And so
yeah.
that's what feels weird is like exploring other spaces where I would have never thought I would go to. Like, I don't like corporate shit, but I'll take corporate money because, I mean, you've got it, so pay me. It sounds weird, but it's like I only just had this revelation right now. It's pretty rare for times to be this dark and this uncertain, and you have 2 people in the world who are like full send on ourselves, like, "I don't care. I believe in me." That's fucking rare, and that's, like, the type of shit I wanna be around because it's not a competition. I can't be you, you can't be me. We can
Mhm.
complement each other really fucking well, though, and so, like, that's been my whole focus is, like, how can I build partnerships or how can I build, like, collabs, you know, like Ronnie X Jacqueline? Like, how can I build a
Yeah.
collab where it's, like, you bring something I can't bring? Like, my sister brings corporate leadership experience and, like, all the fucking corporate shit that I can't bring, but I bring people, volunteer center, you know, I bring that. So that's my big thing this next year and, or this year, so to speak. So I'm really hoping there's an opportunity where you and I can do something together
Absolutely.
at some point. Um, but I know we're over time and I think you might have a job to go to.
Yeah.
So before we go, is there anything else you want to add?
Honestly, just love yourself and
Yeah.
believe in yourself. If you do have like an endeavor that you've been thinking about doing or tapping into, just do it. Like, I think sometimes we really doubt ourselves and get so in our heads that we don't take the chance to at least try and
Yeah.
see what we can do. Because when we do some pretty cool shit. So,
Yeah. Yep,
you know,
exactly. Thank you for coming on. I likely will have you back. I always have people back, like, later on to be like, "What the fuck are you doing now?" So, I'll likely
yeah,
do that.
I'm totally down.
But I appreciate you spending time with me today, and I think that's it. So, okay. Bye.